Hello, everyone. Today we have Dr. Sneha Ajit Kumar with us, who has cleared this July 2026 FMG with a whooping score of 177 in her very first attempt. Congratulations, Doc. We are
Thank you
so
so
proud
much.
of you.
Thank
How
you.
does it feel right now?
Oh my God, it feels actually really, really good. Like very great. Like I remember the day when the results came, all of us were literally crying our eyes out. So it feels unreal, but at the end, it feels really good to pass FMG in the very first attempt.
So tell me, how was your family's reaction? Tell me about the day the exam came, the result came.
Doc, actually, since we have been waiting since a long time, we predicted the the results to come within 5 days, but it took a week, more than a week. So such a long time actually. Then actually on that day, none of my parents were home. I was home alone, and I was just scrolling through Instagram. That time a message came in our own students group that the results are out, and suddenly everybody started calling. Did you check? Did you check? In that span of like 5 minutes, everybody started calling, and I was so stunned, and my hands were literally shivering. And before I could open that PDF, and I opened it, and called my mom directly, and she started crying, and all of my parents, I called my dad, he started crying. Everybody was very, 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 very happy.
So tell me a little about you, everything. You as a student, you joining DMSF and going on. What was your motivation? And tell me everything, where you come from and all.
Doc, actually, the plan was actually I couldn't do well in my NEET the very first time. I couldn't get a seat in India, basically, even though whatever the scores were, I couldn't get the seat. And that time I had given the CET also, Maharashtra CET, and in that I had got a 98.9.
Mhm.
So my 98.9%, and my dad was like, okay, it's okay if you didn't do well in NEET. I think you should just give up on it, and you should just go with the CET score. You'll get a very good engineering college and all. So we were thinking to shift my whole focus from medicine to engineering at that point. But I had dreamt of being a doctor since the very beginning. Even as a kid, even if you would ask me what do you want to be, I would say I want to be a doctor. And so I didn't want to give up that dream. So we as a family collectively decided, my parents were very supportive. They decided to, search more, and luckily we found DMSF via one of our neighbors actually, and that's how I came to Philippines and joined DMSF, and the whole journey there began from there. And then from through David sir, of course, and then from them we reached out to you guys, a rice team, the whole family, then came together, and then Kings Chennai happened. The whole journey was very smooth actually. The whole transition from being in Philippines to coming to Chennai, we knew what comes next and what steps we have to follow because of this guidance. So we were like very well prepared for it, I felt, because in the beginning stages we were pretty lost in Philippines because we didn't know whom to follow and what part, because of the multiple resources and multiple things coming and approaching us. We were literally lost, so we had to call up all our seniors. Where should we go, where should we go? So they all suggested a rise at that point, and then we were like pretty confident. We had, I think, I still remember one Arise Aparna Didi,
Mm.
whose video who shared. I still remember her words and how she told us to follow it. So based on her motivation at that time, we followed Arise, and we came to Chennai. And I think that was a very good decision which I made. And the result is here now.
Why did you choose DMSF for your MBBS? Tell me that.
Uh, Doc, apart from all the other colleges, I felt firstly DMSA was accredited to India, and
Hmm.
the span was very less compared to everywhere else. And also, I didn't have to learn any other additional language because English was their major language. So I did not have any problems in that zone. Also, one major selling point was the climate of Philippines is similar
Very
to,
close to India. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so the diseases which we learn there and the clinical rotations which you experience there will be exactly the same as India. So even when you transition from Philippines to India, it won't be a problem for you. So that was the biggest selling point which sold me to joining DMSF, and I think it was a very good decision to join DMSF because I had the time of my life there. We learned so much. We had so much fun. It was amazing overall in DMSF.
Okay. What was your best part of experience of in DMSF? The clinical exposure, academics, or the campus life?
Yes, doc. I think the clinical exposure was the best thing that I've had in DMSF. All the practical knowledge is something which cannot be compared to books at all. Because in third year, we being the COVID batch,
Mm,
we were hit very badly. So the first year went very bad for us. But
mm.
coming to second year, we had to cope up very well, and we were very fortunate that we started our clinical rotations in the third year, whereas our seniors couldn't. So we
Yes,
had that opportunity to go and interact with
actually see the
patients.
patients. Yes.
Yeah, it was very nice because there was no discrimination, firstly.
Mm.
And they were, when you go to a work in a government setting hospital there, they make sure that you get that hands-on experience. So same as the people who are work from there and working in that same setting, you will have to take the ABGs, you will have to keep on running night shifts, this, that, all the descriptions and everything. So they make you do the work. And the best part, I felt that even though you're doing all the night shifts, after the end of the night I feel satisfied while going home. So like, yeah, I did that, yeah, I could do that, whatever it was, I finished that, and that feeling was very, very good. So even though the all and doing it hands on makes you feel like, okay, yeah, you're becoming a doctor, you're closer to your dream. So it was overall the best part of DMSF, I feel.
And did you feel that going to DMSF built a foundation for FMG?
Yes, doc, 100%. It did because I have seen people from other countries also coming here, and the knowledge I think that DMSF has provided me is something which is very different from them. I don't mean to compare, but I can vouch for my college personally.
Mm.
But seriously, the type of knowledge and the education that they cater to is something else. Because compared to other colleges, they provide you with research opportunities. They
Mm.
also give you various
Good.
conferences to attend to, and they make sure you at least submit one research paper before ending.
Yes, yes, I remember
Even
that.
though it's not published, they will make sure you know how to write one. So, and they make sure each and every student submits one. So, which is very important, I felt. And they really do help me in building this foundation. So I think DMSF is worth going to.
Yeah. So when you came back to India and you joined the King's Arise Chennai campus, how was that transition?
Doc, I think the first time the Arise team came was in Philippines itself.
Yes, yes.
So you guys, all you, Khalil sir, and everybody had come to our college, and in the auditorium we had this
That
discussion.
was the best thing David sir did. He
Yeah,
collaborated both these companies together. Yeah.
really, because we at that time, honestly, we were very confused in what to pick. And listening to Khalil sir talk and that 149 equal to zero, that was such a pinching call for us that we need to buckle up. So I think that was the moment where we realized, okay, we need to step up and join Arise. And so that's why I think the transition was very smooth from there.
Now, what did you find that was useful for you in King's Arise campus? Tell me, what was your experience in this whole campus offline setting?
Doc, the major thing why I selected offline setting was because the in online I feel that I might
Mm.
fall to the trap of procrastination. I might procrastinate and skip videos. But the campus, I think the best part was the study rooms. I
Mm.
have studied since the first day till the end in that study room. I still have all the memories from there only. Because even if you're not studying, there is always one student in the study hall, and even if you're passing by, you see them and you get motivated. Okay, I have to study too. So you go back there and you sit down and start reading again. So I think the campus is amazing, as you you know also. So the campus is very nice, and all the canteen and all study hall, the classrooms, the seats, all the teachers who came to Kings were complaining that we are getting too comfortable seats. So that was there, but I think the quality which they provided was extremely good. So in that setting, the only thing which you have to do is study,
Yes,
and
true.
you can study anywhere, anytime. You sit in the canteen if you want. You can sit in the study hall. You can do it in the corridor. You can sit in the classrooms, anywhere.
Or even work and study. Like
Yeah,
that's what happened with me. Like I just came back to Hyderabad like in the morning flight, but there was this point where all the students were calling me again and again, and I got frustrated. Okay, so I just left my phone and I started walking in the campus. And I started feeling so good. So, did you have any instances like that?
Yes, I think doc after every GT we used to I remember because we had our GTs at the evening time mostly we used to give. So after every GT or after every exam, we used to come down, take a walk, and it was so relaxing. We used to talk, we used to decide, we used to de-stress ourselves there mainly, and then go back up. But really, it was such a great atmosphere to be in. I felt like it was really a boost for us.
No, no, amazing. That environment, I think that isolation where
Yeah.
you were, and it's kind of a strict campus, right? You're not allowed to go
Yes, yes.
out, and so isolating you to only study, and then you
Yeah.
have this whole area. So,
Yes, doc. And also, moreover, there's nothing to go to in that
mm,
area surrounding. There is like nothing where you want to go in, and no malls nearby. So it's very isolated. So the only thing which you can do is study.
mm, I think that really makes you. So, tell me about the schedule. Like we had offline classes first, then we had TND, QRP, and FDR, right?
Yes,
So,
doc.
how was your experience throughout the schedule?
Doc, the offline classes were amazing. The TNDs were such an eye opener because the sometimes the online teachers are a little different and offline faculty is different. So connecting to what they are teaching also and listening to both of the notes and learning even more was very nice for us. And the type of questions which you guys put in the TNDs were also very nice. And also all the I think INI set had recently happened, so many teachers tried to include that questions also.
Incorporate those
Yeah,
questions.
yeah. So it was very good for us in that sense. So and
Did
then
you attend all the TNDs?
yes, doc, all the DNDs and QR. I think the QRPs were amazing for me. Personally, I loved the QRPs. They were such a quick and thorough revision of all the subjects. So I really loved the QRPs. The FTRs, I loved the surgery FTR the most, I felt, because Sandeep sir had given brief info of everything, and
Mhm.
word to word, whatever he said that day mostly came in the paper.
The papers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true, true. That was. What was your favorite subject while preparing, and which is your favorite faculty?
Uh, I have many dog. The thing is, I fell in love with OB because
Mhm.
of Prasanvid sir.
Prashant, sir, yes, yes.
I and ENT because of Rajiv Dhawan sir. And I loved Sandeep sir's surgery. And these were like a few of my favorites. But seriously, when you talk about Sandeep sir's notes, his notes are so precise and so systematic. I wish I had these notes when I was doing MBBS in Philippines. I would have loved to go through them because it was so systematic that you can just read it once in a flow and it's in your brain. And
True, true.
also, Prasanvit sir, I can never forget the engagements of the cardinal movements of labor because of Prasanvit sir. He had literally taken up so much efforts with the pelvis, the crowning of the head. It is in my as I'm talking, I can see it in my eyes. It's like so. I don't know what to say. It is such. It was. I think they built the foundation for us. So based on that we moved forward. Every teacher which came, Devesh sir, Khalil sir, Nadeem sir, everyone, our foundation was a little bit dicey because of COVID and everything. The first year didn't go as well as we planned it to be. But refreshing and making those foundation was very essential, which I think the Rise team did very well. And because of these dogs, I personally, want to pursue them further, like surgery and OB. I really want to pursue it further now.
Amazing, doc. Amazing. Tell me, as Dr. Sneha right now, if you had to meet Miss Sneha, the aspirant, what advices or what mistakes would you tell her to avoid?
Stop overthinking, number one. And number two, stop panicking because of overthinking. Because I felt like a majority of my time I was panicking in my mind of what will happen
Mhm.
rather than calming myself. Even at the day of exam, I was very dicey and a little bit panicked. So I was trying to calm myself that time also. And I want to go, if I had to go back and tell myself, I would tell myself that it is okay.
Mhm.
As that whatever happens will happen no matter what. and you should just trust yourself a little bit more, and you'll definitely do it. I want all of the people who are listening to this to believe in themselves and go with a very, very calm mind. Because no matter what happens, I am 100% sure you'll ace it. But if you're panicking at that particular point of time, everything will go wrong. I remember Dr. Rajiv Dhawan sir had said in his one of his TNDs, that is like, he said, just look at my face 100 times a day during this exam and you will pass. And doc, we made his picture as our wallpapers in our phones, and we were literally, all of our friend group, we had just circulated that wallpaper. We had just made that wallpaper to motivate ourselves, because he had said a beautiful line saying that um, आपको जो करना है आप वो करो, बाकी सब भगवान के हवाले छोड़ दो, बाकी का कुछ टेंशन ही मत लो. And that literally was such a booster. I used to listen to his words again and again before giving the exam, like, okay, don't panic, you can do it. I think that is
So,
the best
like
part.
you said, there are some days like where you are going to be motivated. Those are the good days, right? But during this preparation, there are also days where you're so demotivated, you start questioning yourself, you start feeling low, you start feeling you cannot make it. So, on those days, what helped you to bring you back to reality? Ki no, ho jayega, like it can happen.
Yes. Talk, that will happen almost every alternate day, I feel. And the best way to pick ourselves back is talking to our peers.
Mm,
Because all of us are I think that is the best part about offline, that you realize that all of us are in the same boat, and talking and lifting up each other, because it has happened so many times. And you talk to each other and you lift yourself up, then you talk to your mom and she lifts you up also, I think. Because there was a time, I think, during QRP sessions, it was, we were saturated, we were reading the workbooks again and again, we were doing the question banks again and again. And that time we were like, okay, should I read it again? I don't want to read. And completing the workbook was becoming very difficult that time. At that time, talking to our parents, that they were literally, my parents were booster for me, because they motivated me so much that it's okay, I know you can do it, take it slow, take a break, go down, have some tea, talk to your friends, have a chit chat, go walk around and come back, then you'll feel a little better. And it does help. And talking to your peers mostly helps you understand that it's okay, we are all in the same boat. You cry now, but you wake up tomorrow and work again. I think that was what I love, that I took a offline class because of this.
I think that really matters. True, true, true. And where was the moment where you completely broke down but brought yourself back again?
Um,
Was there any moment like that?
Yes, doc. Either my GT score, I feel, it is so weird because we put so much efforts into it, and still now I feel that I could have done a little bit more, because I could have gone that extra mile and gotten that extra mark, but because I panicked, it happened. But I am so thankful that I passed. But
Mm,
the moment where I broke down was because of my low GT scores.
mm,
And that time it was so, because it was frustrating, I kept on getting 170s, 180s again and again. And I had to cross that 200 in the beginning, so I had to work that time so much, and it was getting frustrated that I'm not able to cross. So that
mm.
was the moment where I broke down. But then again, after some time, when I got myself back, then I was able to cross 200 in the GTs that time.
So, is it important to give GTs or no?
Doc, I feel it's very important to give GTs, because overall, when you're studying one particular subject and you give the test the very next day, it's very fresh in your mind and you're able to apply it a lot better. But when
Mhm.
you give 19 subjects altogether and applying them together without any pattern is very challenging per se. And to able to recollect all those things, giving GTs are important, because the type of question they ask, the way in which they ask, the twist, the knot in the question, the framings of the questions, we really understand what they are asking by solving a lot of GTs, I feel. And different platforms have different GTs. We give Arise GTs and everything, and King's GTs. So everyone has a different set of level. So by giving all these GTs, you understand where you stand, and then you know how to work on yourself more. So I
Hmm.
think giving GTs are very important.
Amazing, Doc. Now tell me, what was your biggest support system during this whole time, Doc?
The biggest support system was my parents, dog, firstly. My sister. Anything happens, like she is the first person I call and tell everything, and she motivated me a lot. She's my biggest motivator ever. And my friends, dog. All of because we studied together,
Mhm.
so it's very difficult to explain to our parents what we are going through,
Mhm.
even though they are there to motivate us. The same, it's not like 10th or 9th standard, they still think that it's that type of question paper.
True, true, true.
So it's very difficult to connect per se, but when you talk to your friends, they know what you're going through actually, and
I
they.
True. And also, I would like to add one thing. Because your parents don't know exactly how important of an exam this is, studying at home is a very bad choice, I think.
It is very difficult, dog, because I mean, they know we have to pass the exam,
Mm.
but they don't know how difficult it is to pass the exam. And
And
they
I think the
always,
love also gets in between.
yeah, they'll be like, it's okay, aja, soja, don't worry too much. That thing will happen. But I think that's why offline is way better choice,
Yeah,
personally.
like having your own group of people from the same college in King's Arise, I think that really played a big role in this.
Yes, doc. It really helps you keep motivated, because motivation is, I think, I personally feel it's not something that it's
Mm.
always given to us. Sometimes we have to search for it.
True.
And that is the best part about being offline. You see it every day. There are
Mm.
students I remember people sitting, being five since 5 a.m. These girls are sitting there. They are the
Mm.
first to come and the last to leave. When you
Oh
look
my
at
God.
such people, then you feel yourself, right? That you have to do that too. So I think that is really important.
So describe a day in your life as an FMG aspirant back in King's Arise campus.
uh, Eat, sleep, repeat, dog, and study, obviously. So the things which we did was, during class hours, we used to get up a little early to revise yesterday's topics. Actually, I used to revise mostly at night because I like to study at night. So I
Mhm.
used to revise that and sleep and wake up, directly go to class. Then after lunch, that used to be, I think, till evening 6, 7 to 8. The lectures get over, then you come back, then you read whatever is being taught. You go to the Arise app and solve all the modular questions, whatever are given. You do that. Most of the days, which I did was, I made sure I completed the workbook the same day that the doc taught us.
Mhm.
So whatever is being taught that day, I used to go in the evening. I used to finish studying whatever he taught that day itself, so that the next day we can start anew. So that, I think, that helped a lot.
Tell me if let's do a rapid review, okay?
Okay.
Just rapidly answer the questions, okay?
Yes.
What was your favorite subject in FMG preparation?
ENT. Yeah.
Most dreaded subject before King's Arise came in.
Most.
Dreaded subject before.
Oh, biochemistry.
Were you able to conquer it later?
Yes, doc, but it was the most dreaded subject.
Morning study or night owl?
Night owl.
Night owl. You studied late at night.
Yes, doc, because it's very difficult for me to wake up personally. So I like to complete it and then sleep rather than waking up and finishing it.
MCQs or revision notes?
Revision notes.
Workbooks or rapid revision notes?
Depends, doc. If you have done the workbooks once or twice at least, I would recommend you to just stick to your revision notes, because the revision notes are amazing of
Mhm.
Arise personally. But I think the workbooks are gold mine. You need to read it at least once. At least once you need to read it, because all the concepts, everything comes from the workbook ultimately.
One word for FMG.
Roller coaster.
If I don't study 16 hours, I will not be able to clear the exam. True or false?
False.
Why not?
Because the quality depends, not the quantity. I
True.
have seen people cramming and not clearing still, and the people who actually dedicated time, they do it consistently, they do pass.
True. That's so true. Okay. Now tell me, if you had one line for your future FMG aspirants, what would it be?
Mm, trust yourself.
Mhm.
You can do it. It's the it's that imposter syndrome which kicks in, doc, which happens to all of us, and we belittle ourselves and are questioning. Even though we select the right option, we do change it after some point of time because we question ourselves. I
Mhm.
That happens during the main exam also. Do not change the answers firstly. So so that's why you have to trust yourself. Be very, very, very confident that okay, you're gonna ace it. Pass तो हो ही जाएंगे. Score का देखो.
So tell me one more thing. As Dr. Sneha, right now, for everybody who's preparing for Jan 2026 FMG examination, what are the advices and do nots that you would like to give your juniors?
Mm, I want them to not go to multiple resources firstly. I would advise them to just stick to one plan. There'll be somebody coming and telling you, no, no, her notes are better, her video lectures are better, this gave more results. No. If the best teacher, as the Khalil sir always says, is the teacher in front of you. That is such an amazing line, and you need to trust your faculties. You need to trust your doctors who are teaching you. And Arise has such an amazing faculty, handpicked from the best of the best. And if you have such an amazing team in front of you, why won't you follow them? So just stick to them, and believe me, everything will go as planned. I think that is the biggest thing. And do not cram or compare yourself to anybody else. You have to look where you're going wrong. Ask for help. It's not a competitive exam. You all have to pass. So helping each other out is very essential at this particular point of time. And never give up, and never let yourself go. Cry one day, but pick yourself up the next day. FMG is such a roller coaster ride that you will feel the lows, you will feel the highs also. You should not go overboard, but you should also not go underboard. You should
Mhm.
always keep yourself motivated and believe that you can achieve it. I think that is the best part about FMG. It teaches you so much discipline, concentration, empathy, everything.
No, no. Congratulations, Rob. This was such an insightful interview, and seeing your journey personally, because I relate a lot to you and the way you have described everything, I feel honored to take this interview. And congratulations once again. We are so very proud of you.
Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you. Really, I would really like to thank Arise team as well as Kings for helping us out so much. I could never ask for anything more. I've had such good faculties. I look up to them so much. And because of them, I feel I want to pursue my future in that field too.
Sorry, we are so proud of you, Doc.
Thank,
Congratulations.
thank you so much, Tom.